Hi, my name is Kumasajala Webs, and I'm recording the video uh, for our effective communication. How can you build an effective communication skill as a counselor, as a just somebody that there to help get others out of that mood, to make them see the other side of life. And communication is very important. Communication is important in the sense that you need that effort in order for you to not be misunderstood or for you to not misunderstand somebody and think the wrong thing. Communication is very important in a relationship, in a marriage, in a home, among siblings, with your kids. Communication is very important. Without communication, there's no way you're going to understand what the next person is feeling. So communication can be in so many ways, verbally or non verbally. Sometimes you just listen, you just look at somebody and you can pick a clue on what is going on. So you got to be very attentive and alert to others when you're dealing with them, especially people that are going through stress, emotional distress, thinking that the word is against them, even their self against their self. So it takes a lot for you to get that person out of that mood to come and see the other side of life. So communication is very important. Communication is like, you need it. You need it like at our job site, we need to communicate. We need to communicate to get certain things out of our mind. Sometimes we can be die in silence. And some of the things that can make us to not want to talk because we don't trust others. We don't believe that they can help us. We don't believe that they're experiencing the same thing. We don't believe that they're going to listen to us. And sometimes we are so judgmental that nobody wants to share that story. But communication pays a lot. Communication is not just something you just talk. You got to think before you utter a word. You got to think before you say something. Because a word can be spoken. You can say sorry, but you cannot erase what have already come out. So that's why even if you're angry in your anger, you have to be very careful on what you say or what you do to another person, to your communication. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Those are the barriers that stop communication from flowing: being judgmental, being too quick to conclude, and not there. You're there, but you're not there. Sometimes people are afraid to utter words that they will say the wrong thing. And in life, everyone just need somebody to talk to. And sometimes when it's too part in their heart, it occupy their heart. It make you to function not according to the way you're supposed to function. So how can you help somebody communicate effectively, adequately? How can you do that? The first of most important things that we're going to talk about right now is you paying attention to the little clue, body language, and facial expression. Sometimes we talk too much. We respond without even listening. We respond without even listening. So listening is very important. You got to build that trust. You have to, those are the strategies that you have to use, because the world we live in now is so confusing, so damaged. Even our faith, sometimes we judging our faith, and when we judging our faith, it's not really our faith we are judging, or we're not too sure of, but the people around us that have polluted our faith, that have made us to not believe in what we believe in. So trust is very important. We have to build that rapport. We have to build that trust. It's the number one priority of open that channel of communication when you're talking with your client, when you're talking to somebody, especially when they have been beaten on every side, broken on every side. They need that person that they can trust. They need that person that they can lean on. They need that person that can relate to them. If you're just reading from a book to go do what you're supposed to do, you have to do it from your heart. You have to do it from your heart. So trust is very important. You have to build that trust. Open the space for somebody to feel comfortable, for them to feel secure, for them to know that they are not alone. And then when you do that, you open that communication channel for the communication to flow. And after that, you listen. You just don't respond. You listen. You increase trust. You listen. You make somebody to feel that it just didn't matter at that moment. It just them. You listen. When you listened, you will hear depression without them even saying the word depression. You will hear the cry for help without even them asking for help. You will hear the cry of pain. The pain, you will feel it. You will hear so many things when you listen without even saying a word. So listening, you have to build that strategies of listening. You have to build that. You have to build that because it increases that trust. So that's how you go about establishing or communication that would be beneficial. You have to activate your listening skill. You have to build your listening skill. You have to work on your listening skill because it's very, very much important. Many a time we just respond without listening. We just respond without being reasonable. But when you listen, there's so many things in the words that come out. So many things that you can pick up without just being there because you want to be there. Be there because this is what you want to do. Be there because you can relate to to that person. Be there because you know, especially when that person has been raped and you has been raped yourself, you want to pay attention. You connect with that person. You relate to that person. As you listening, you will have the spirit of discernment to know, to see what to do. When you listen, there are so many things that you can get out of that listening. So let us try our best to listen instead of us speaking before we listen, instead of us responding before we can listen. Build a trust. If you dare to help somebody, do it in your best way possible. Do it to the best of your knowledge. Do it not for anything else, but because you were called to do that, and somebody just need your presence to make it much better. Thank you so much.